It's February, and if you are like a lot of business owners I talk to, you are avoiding your accounting software like it's a crime scene. Maybe you haven't touched your books since last April. Maybe you connected your bank feeds, but you've never actually categorized anything. Or maybe you've been mixing personal and business expenses and now are too embarrassed to show anyone. First of all, take a breath. I am not here to judge you. I'm Trevor Dinsmore, founder of TJD Accounting and Tax. We specialize in helping business owners move from financial chaos to tax-ready confidence. We fix messy books every single day, so believe me, we have seen it all. But here's the truth. Ignoring it for another month doesn't make the problem go away. It makes it more expensive. In this video, I'm going to show you the fastest way to clean up a year's worth of messy books without ruining your tax return. I'll explain the monthly attack plan we use, why just entering data can trigger an audit, and how to get this off your plate in the next 10 days. Before I give you the plan, I have to warn you about the biggest mistakes people make in February. They panic. They log into QuickBooks, see 2,000 uncategorized transactions, and they start clicking add just to make the list disappear. We call this dirty data. When you rush, you miss duplicates. You categorize personal dinners as business meals, and worst of all, you often record income twice. I recently saw a client who cleaned up their own books. They accidentally recorded their sales twice. Their books showed they made $300,000 when they really made $150,000. If they had filed taxes on that, they would have paid tax on $150,000 of ghost money. That is a $40,000 mistake. So, how do we actually clean up a year of messy books? Most people try to do everything at once. They enter bills, match feeds, fix categories randomly. That is a disaster. You need to follow the order of operations. At TJD Accounting and Tax, we follow a strict workflow. If you are DIYing this, do not skip a step. Phase 1, the gathering setup. Before you touch a single transaction, create a folder on your computer called 2025 Cleanup. Inside, I want PDF copies of everything. All 12 months of bank statements, all 12 months of credit card statements, loan statements, payroll reports. You cannot clean up if you do not have the source documents to tie back to. Once you have the docs, check your settings. Are you on cash or accrual? Does your chart of accounts have the basics like advertising and office supplies? Good, now we start. Phase 2, the monthly attack plan. Now we dive in, but do not start clicking add on every transaction. You need a system or you will create a mess. We work 1 month at a time. Start with January. Do not touch February until January is perfect. Inside that month, follow this exact order. Step 1, set your category map. Before you touch a transaction, look at the payee list and create a cheat sheet that you can reference while you are working on your books. Home Depot is repairs, Comcast is internet. Don't make up new categories on the fly. Stick to your chart of accounts. Step 2, the hierarchy of cleanup. Don't categorize randomly. Do it in this order. 1, transfer and balance sheet items first. Find the credit card payments, loan payments, and owner's draws. Match these first. These are the big rocks. Revenue second. Match your deposits to your invoices. Make sure income is recorded correctly. Expenses last. This is the noise. The Starbucks, the gas stations, the software subscriptions. Leave these for last because these are the easiest, and when you come across transactions you don't know, don't skip them. Temporarily categorize them as uncategorized expenses or ask my accountant to address later. Step 3, use the robots. Use bank rules and batch record. If you see 10 charges for Uber, do not click 10 times. Select them all. Speed is the name of the game here. Step 4, the reconciliation lock. Once January is fully categorized, then you click reconcile. Compare the QuickBooks balance to the January 31st bank statements. If the difference is 0, congratulations, you have earned the right to move to February. Rinse and repeat this loop 12 times. Category hierarchy, batch automation, reconcile to 0. This is how the pros do it. Phase 3, the bucket cleanup. Once the bank is reconciled, now we look at the categories. Run a report for the uncategorized expenses and ask my accountant. Your goal is to get these to 0. Go through them line by line. Use the vendor name and the memo to decide where they go. If you truly don't know, flag it for your CPA, but don't leave $10,000 sitting in uncategorized. That is an audit magnet. Phase 4, the balance sheet reality check. This is where amateurs mess up. Look at your loans. Does the balance in QuickBooks match the loan statements? You need to split those payments. Principal, reduce the loan. Interest is an expense. Next, check your payroll. Do your payroll liabilities match your W-2 filings? If your books say you owe $5,000 in taxes, but the IRS says you paid it, you have a problem. Phase 5, the smoke alarm review. Finally, play detective. Run a P&L and a balance sheet for the year. Look for smoke alarms. Are these negative balances in accounts receivable? That's impossible. Did your meal expense double from last year? Did you book sales tax collected as income? It's not income, it's liability. If it looks weird, drill down and fix it. Once it passes the smell test, lock the books. Set a password so nobody can accidentally change 2025. Export your PDFs, and now you are ready for taxes. Once you are in a rhythm of categorizing, you have to be careful because if you are rushing, you might walk right into a double whammy that triggers an audit. First, let's talk about income. This is the most common way a cleanup goes wrong. Let's say you did a project for $10,000, but after merchant fees, only $9,700 hit your bank account. If you just click add on the $9,700 deposit, you have a problem because in January, that client is going to file a 1099 saying they paid you $10,000. When the IRS computer matches your return $9,700 to their 1099 $10,000, it flags a mismatch automatically. You just invited the IRS to look at your books. And once they are looking, that is when they find the second problem. They start looking at your deductions. Remember that Home Depot charge you categorized as an office expense? Maybe it was $2,000 for a new patio set or a laptop. That is not an expense. That is an asset. It has to be depreciated over several years. If you wrote it all off today, the IRS will disallow the deduction. So here's the nightmare scenario. Not only is your income wrong because you missed the gross versus net, but now your deductions are wrong because you expense assets. This means your taxable income is suddenly way higher than you thought. And that leads to a massive surprise tax bill, plus penalties, plus interest. Do not let a cleanup turn into a long audit. You have to know the rules. Now, even with that roadmap, I know that actually getting this done is a different story. And honestly, some of the problems I see with business owners trying to complete this accurately and in a timely manner comes down to 3 main hurdles. First, there is the software learning curve. Tools like QuickBooks and Xero are powerful, but they aren't always intuitive. They are built on double entry accounting rules. So what often happens is that you spend hours just trying to figure out how to record a transaction rather than actually recording it. Second is the CEO bottleneck. You are too busy running your business to be a part-time bookkeeper. When you have a choice between closing a deal or categorizing receipts, you are going to choose the deal. And you should. But this means the cleanup keeps getting pushed back to the next weekend. And next weekend never comes. And finally, there is a deadline risk. We are in February with the S-Corp deadline coming up on March 15th. The margins for error is really thin. The risk is that you spend 2 weeks trying to fix it, only to realize you need help anyway. So, if you want to avoid that stress and you just want to hand the keys to someone who can navigate the software in their sleep, here is my offer to you. We start every new relationship with a cleanup and setup project. We take your messy file or your shoebox of receipts and return it into a set of financial statements that you can hand to any tax pro with confidence. Or we can file the return for you. Tell me how many months behind are you, and we will give you a flat quote to fix it. Click the link below to book a discovery call. Let's get you cleaned up. I'm Trevor Dinsmore. I'll see you in the next video.